you know.
You are on tilt today.
I mean, I'm just out of control.
Hey, by the way, hey, you don't know, man. I've known John for about 3 years. This guy, he could be on one of them. He's one of them survivalists.
See?
He's one of, like he listen. They got drills and everything. Like Saturday morning,
he could use a spoon to cut out both and show it to him.
He would definitely hunt him down.
I could use it with night vision goggles. If there's a zombie apocalypse, we want John with us, right?
He got all the canned goods.
All right, Anthony, good bet, bad bet. Let's get it going.
Yeah, so our standings did not change at all this weekend.
Interesting.
We're going to have Bull. We're going to look your card over right after we remind everybody of where everybody's standing.
Yeah,
okay. Where's everybody standing?
Oh, look at me.
I'm under 500.
Look at me.
I always get off to a slow start before I eventually dominate and win.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Okay,
I see you, Brad.
Look at me.
Brad actually.
By the way, your fantasy.
Yeah, don't sleep.
They laughed you all the way underneath the table.
Yeah, look at me.
Now look at you.
I need a big night from Saquon.
I think this week.
I need a big night from Saquon tonight.
But Brad's doing better than expected, even though his quarterbacks are horrible.
It's some people in the rear view mirror.
Way back.
Been playing for a long time.
Your team's the best right now.
Hey, right now,
he's about to get to 3-0.
Hey, listen, we just trying to week by week. Every day is a new week.
Thankfully, I
I
salvaged
don't want to talk about being 3-0, Bull.
Thankfully, I salvaged a win against Anthony.
I don't want to talk about it. I lost by 4 points.
Yeah, it was close. I thought you would beat me the whole day, and I pulled it out.
I was so ready to have my first
I pulled it out in the end. That was good.
All right, let's go ahead and take the first bet card here.
All
Steve.
right, here we go. Where's my bet card? Yeah, I like the Giants tonight. I don't really like either team.
Yeah, a little different.
I hate the NFC East. I think even the Eagles, I think, are overrated. But these two teams are, mediocre teams. But I just like the Giants a little more. Cooper Rush played well in the first half against the Bengals, then did nothing in the second half. Saquon Barkley looks like he's back to himself.
He better be.
He has a good game.
16 points,
And
baby.
I think the Giants win at home.
So the Eagles ain't good?
I said I think they're overrated. They're good. But I think
the Eagles.
I don't like.
Very impressive.
Here's my theory on football. I don't change my judgments on players and teams based on 3 games.
So you gotta have
it's too small a sample size.
You have a
now,
sample size.
if it backs up something I believed going into the season, then
you're all for it.
Well, because I already believed
I know.
But I'm not going to make a dramatic unless there's an injury, unless a great, Now,
there's nobody in the NFC though that I look at and go, wow, they're really.
No, the AFC's much better, but some teams off to slow starts. All right, that's my card. So there you go. I didn't mention the rest of it, but we got to keep it moving.
We got G up next.
G's card.
We used to act opposite, bro. I think I said bad on all these.
Oh, yeah. I went good. You went bad.
Yeah, man. Wow. I'm not a believer in the Giants. I like the Cowboys' defense.
I'm not a believer in them either.
Cowboys' defense is solid, man. Like you said, old boy destroyed the Bengals. Michael Parsons out here moving around. I think
he's banged up, I think, going into this game, although it probably won't matter.
I think there's going to be a lower score in the game. I think it's a mirage for the Giants. They've been getting a couple dink and dunk passes, and they've been doing their thing. Saquon Barkley has played better. He does kind of look like the old Saquon, but the Cowboys don't have the quarterback. So I'm going with under on that as well. I think all of those bets are bad.
Where's Brad here?
All right, bring me up here. Anthony, bring me up here. So I went good because the Giants are going to take the points and get over on the Cowboys because the Cowboys are just the Cowboys. That's just who they are. At some point, they always materialize and end up being the same old Cowboys, right? Now, point total, I don't think both of the offense are good enough to score over 39 points, so we're going with the bad on that. And then you got Cooper Rush and Daniel Jones. You ain't getting no 400 yards out of here.
400.
That's not a very high bar.
That is pathetic if they can't get over.
We're playing Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush.
186.
And then we got Daniel Jones,
210.
who they wanted to run out of town here
it's a sad
just
matchup.
30 days ago.
It is a sad matchup, but because it's Cowboys and Giants, it's on Monday Night Football. Does Jason have a card or no?
Yeah, Jason has some bets here. We'll take them right now.
Jason's card.
Yeah, mine's the same as Bulls.
Look at that.
Okay.
The tag team is together on this.
I hate the Cowboys and can never take the Cowboys on anything. The over, I just don't like taking the under. You always root for the over and more points. And as I just said, that's not a very high bar. 405 yards in today's NFL. If you can't between two teams, you can have one guy throw for 170, and you can. I mean, some bad quarterbacks can throw for 200 yards in today's NFL. Well, I didn't want to say it because he's played well the last 2 weeks.
According to the numbers, he's a top 3 quarterback.
Yeah, okay, we'll check back with me in a month and let's see where those numbers are.
Cowboys in need of a quarterback.
405, that's not a big
on
number.
the sideline, and they say
it could be under because neither of these guys is any good.
Right. But, I need 16 points out of Saquon Barkley. I don't care about anything else.
Stop playing.
All right, that's good bet, bad bet, guys. Quickly, before we get back to the Browns specifically, some other things from the weekend in the division. Obviously, the Ravens won against New England, and the Bengals got their first win against the Jets. That was, I don't know if you guys watched that.
Yeah, I
watched the whole thing.
Yep.
I say this for Baltimore though. I had to take my words back on Lamar Jackson.
He looks like an MVP again.
He looks like he has bet on himself and like you're gonna pay me every dime.
Right now, he looks like he's winning. I said, and I love Lamar Jackson. I've had him in my keeper league fantasy team for 5 years. He's won me 2 championships and off to a great start. But I'll tell you what, I said before the year he still got more to prove, and I thought he did because he wasn't good last year, and the year before that he was okay since his MVP season. But so far, through 3 games, he's playing at that level.
Between them and the Miami Dolphins. That's one of them teams that we looked at and we say, ooh, we could chalk that one up possibly. No.
I watched quite a bit of that. I watched quite a bit of that game yesterday. Guys were dropping left and right.
I'm not sold on the Miami.
I'm not sold on Miami either. It's going to be Thursday night. Miami at Cincinnati is a good game. I'm looking forward to that one.
It is.
The Ravens, though, their defense looks bad. They gave up a ton of points to the Patriots.
Yeah.
The Patriots offense
and
stinks.
obviously they unraveled the week before against Miami.
Right.
I mean, it was a really small. Obviously, it was only a couple weeks, but I gave Mike a graph or a stat of like Baltimore and Cleveland had 2 of the worst fourth quarter defenses going into week 3. Obviously, with yards allowed and points allowed.
And like the Browns, I was going to say Baltimore hasn't played any good offenses. They did play Miami, but they haven't played any really good quarterbacks yet.
I'm gonna flip over to Cincinnati. Joe Burrow's gonna get killed.
No, I don't agree with that.
Oh, they're killing him.
He only got sacked once.
Man, he was bailing out so much as he anticipated pressure. This thing is crazy down there.
No.
I mean, this is sad.
He threw
this is sad.
He didn't get hit much yesterday.
Oh, yes, he did.
No, he didn't. I watched the whole game.
This is sad.
No, I'm telling you. They have an offensive line with 4 new players. It takes time. Quarterbacks get hit. Suck it up, Buttercup. Let's go.
They get hit less than they ever did before.
He didn't get hit much yesterday. He really did not.
Getting hit and getting killed. Have you seen the first 3 games here?
First 2 games, he got hit a lot because it's a new offensive line.
I said the first 3 games here.
Yeah, but he didn't get hit much yesterday.
Bull, you stand back there and get hit like that, then you come back and tell me, is it okay?
What can I tell you? I mean, guys take hits. Some of it's on him. He holds the ball a long time to try to make a play.
I think they did show some positive signs.
The offensive line was much better yesterday.
Getting back on track. They look more like the Bengals I saw last year. It's always good to get Jamar Chase the ball and get him in the end zone.
Yeah.
It feels a little better. I think the key to them is just Joe Mixon, right? If Joe Mixon
he didn't have much of a game.
He had a crazy year last year. I thought he was the catalyst. But I'm gonna tell you what, man, this thing is gonna come down to the wire.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna come down to the last game of the season because I don't see a team out there that's saying, "Hey, pick me. I'm head and shoulders better than everybody."
No, right now, no. I mean, the Bengals are 1-2. The Chiefs are 1-2. The Chargers are 1-2. You thought those were 3 of the best teams so far?
You see Mahomes be enemy?
Oh, I'm sorry. The Chiefs are 2-1, right?
Yeah. Mahomes would be.
Yeah, Chiefs are 2-1.
Yeah, they're 2-1.
Wait, they lost yesterday, didn't they?
Mahomes would be
but they beat the Chargers
at halftime. Mahomes telling the enemy, "You better start calling some plays here."
Well,
I'm not playing with you.
This just goes to show you the NFL, man. It's why to me. And me and my dad, we always talk about it. It's why that it is. It's not because of all of the 24-hour news cycle or fantasy or that other stuff. It's just the fact that you could turn a game on and you literally have no clue who's going to win. Even if it's a team that's favored, right? Yeah. Who would have thought? We watching the game, Tampa Bay versus Green Bay, right? That game was so low scoring.
It was awful.
All the points at a premium.
To your point, we can get into this as the week goes on. Well, you guys can. I won't be back until Thursday. Browns have a lot harder game Sunday than I think people realize. Atlanta's better.
You're out of your mind.
No,
Atlanta's terrible. Their defense is horrible.
Again,
their defense is horrible. They got no quarterback.
I watched them play last week. They in the dome. I'm going to tell you what. They got Kyle Pitts. They ain't who you worry about.
They have some good skill
Drake
position
London is out here looking like a monster.
Let's not make excuses. First of all, it's the NFL. No game is easy. Second of all, the Browns should win this game because the Falcons
should win it. They should win it.
And we're not going to know. Like, we can go bananas on the Browns all we want. And think they're going to be great eventually. But the reality is that we don't know about the Browns till they start playing good teams. And they haven't played any good teams
I
yet.
think Atlanta's better than the Jets.
I do too.
They're a bad team.
I think they're better than the Jets.
Are they going to be over 500?
Probably not.
No. That's what I'm saying. None of the teams they played.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like I saw the Falcons were ranked, I think, 32nd in the power rankings. That's not the worst team in football. I don't think.
I guess I look at it like this. You know, you guys look long range. I don't look long range. I look for that day.
Yeah.
Can I get by that 60 minutes? That's what kind of team. This is not a team that we can start forecasting down the road. Got
The
this,
Browns
got
are not
that, got
playing
this.
well enough on defense.
No,
that
so
it
you
should be
sit
easy
here.
against anybody.
You got to worry about 60 minutes
That's
of football.
right.
Period.
If I will say this, forecasting this game.
Yeah.
If Jacoby Brissett come out here and throw another game where he out here looking flawless, I might have to rethink a bunch of these other games. I'm rethinking the New England Patriot game. I'm not a believer in that. Mac Jones is going to be banged up a little bit.
And Herbert's
He may not
back.
play.
He might not play.
Herbert's back,
Jared
banged up.
Lyons is banged up.
They said Mac
Jones is now
Mac
hurt.
Jones got a high ankle sprain.
But none of that has anything to do with Jacoby Brissett. Listen,
Yeah.
we've said, at least I did, I think everyone agreed, the first 4 games is not the barrier or not the marker for Jacoby
No.
Brissett.
No.
The marker begins weeks 5 through 11, 12 when the schedule really intensifies. That's where we will really judge Jacoby Brissett.
Well, now they get a read on you, Jason. Now they got tape.
They got
on
tape.
You. They got tape.
And I
on
wrote
you.
this months ago. I talked to people who watched Jacoby in Indianapolis, and they said the longer he plays,
The
the
more you
more
tape
he's
on.
exposed.
That's any player in any sport. I will tell you this. That's why I asked John about the receivers, because at some point here they're gonna stop this thing to Amari Cooper. You're not getting no 100 yards from me, buddy.
But I do agree with him in terms of if you have Amari Cooper and David Njoku, if David can, we're not expecting him to play the way he did against Pittsburgh.
no, but
if he can be a serviceable, competent guy you can rely on to make plays down the field, you can get by with Amari Cooper, David Njoku, and Kareem Hunt. I think you can get by with that.
You still need balance. That's why I always want to. At least I'm not asking for an all-star on the other side, or a pro guy on the other side, but somebody that's serviceable.
Right.
But I will tell you this: when I looked at Tampa Bay, Tom Brady missed some receivers. I was like, well, who are these dudes? Right?
He missed.
Well, they're all. Mike Evans is suspended.
I know.
Chris Godwin's hurt, and Julio Jones.
And see what you look like when you got trash out there.
you
look trashy.
I
Yes, you
know
do.
this is so far away, but I'm going to be so fascinated. I think Kevin Stefanski, if he can, move out of his way right here in the first, 11 games, I think he is the shoe-in for Coach of the Year if they make the playoffs. Because I'm sitting here for myself thinking, how are they going to reincorporate Deshaun Watson if this is what you've been playing for 11 weeks, right? You're used to, this is my ball control game, this is the plays, the receivers look good, they understand what their roles are, the running backs understand what we're going to lean on. Man, for me, I would think it would be so difficult to get a nice Ferrari, right, and not know that you can't go that fast to start with from a car, because I would be tempted to be like, oh, well, I can go up top.
I do think it's funny though that a week ago we're killing Stefanski in the Jet game. We're saying
never killing Stefanski.
We're saying maybe take away his play calling duties. I think I might have said that.
Never said that.
And now he's coach of the year.
I mean,
I ain't going that far. But
I got people on Twitter. And by the way, 2 things. As much as I'm positive about the Browns right now, 2 things that are on my nerves. First of all, don't call Kevin Stefanski a great coach, because people keep saying 2 things in comparison to the Guardians. Number 1, that we have 2 great coaches. Okay, stop it. Terry Francona is a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Until proven otherwise, Kevin Stefanski's a solid NFL coach. Now, maybe he's going to be great, but you can't call him. If you start
That's
calling
fair.
Kevin Stefanski
That's
great,
fair. That's
you're throwing it
reasonable.
around. Number 2, don't give me the stat about the Guardians and Browns both being in first place. That's stupid. The Guardians won their division. The Browns have played 3 games. We're all happy that they're 2-1. We're all happy they're in first
Smoke
place.
and mirrors.
But that's an absurd comparison. It's 3 games.
Hey, boy,
Yeah.
I'm an old school guy,
Yeah.
right? So you know what I'm reminded of when I look at Jacoby Brissett and Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Miami Dolphins when Greasy got hurt and Earl Morrall came in.
That's old. That is old.
Now,
It is.
But Morrall came in now. He played the heck out that game, right? Because remember when Greasy got healthy, at the end they were like, I might stay with my man
There was
here.
0 chance they're sticking with Brissett. 0 chance.
I think that's they've already. But here's some people gonna say, let them iron, and God forbid, God forbid, let them be 8-3.
Oh my God.
God forbid.
I see it coming.
And they done beat somebody
Miami.
they ain't supposed to beat.
Well,
That's a fantastic problem to have. Deshaun Watson still
And
playing
they're all
next game.
idiots. Anyone who says Jacoby Brissett should be starting over Deshaun Watson is an idiot.
Hey, Jacoby
And should not be allowed to watch
Jacoby
NFL
done
games.
take himself out the game. Nah, I know what it is.
That's not it. But Brad, to your point about the receivers, we've said it's an old saying that an elite quarterback can make a bad receiver better than an elite receiver can make a bad quarterback.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of rust to knock off that and everything else. But I just wonder how much different this receiver room will look when Deshaun
Well, let me
is
ask you
back.
right now, how many receivers can you name that are healthy on the Packers, the Buccaneers, and the Ravens?
Not many.
Not many.
Not
I
many.
do like the kid from Baltimore, though, the young kid.
From Minnesota?
No,
Talking about
Baltimore.
Rashad Bateman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
But you couldn't even
He
think of
can
his
play.
name, right?
Well,
Like
he's
that's-
on my fantasy team. That's why I like him. His name slipped my
he's
mind, but
played-
I think
he's a good player.
He's going to be
You
a
mean your
player.
fantasy team, but somebody gave you all the players too? That
No, just the first few rounds. I did the rest
May or
myself.
may not have cheated.
I mean, I watched the Bills play, and to me, I've always said it. Like, I just think the Bills have to run the football more to be the team that they want. I know Josh Allen is good, but they got him doing a bunch. He reminds me of like playing LeBron when he was in the Cavs the first time. They just gave him the ball and said, "Go do your thing, big homie."
They should have won that game. They had the ball for 40 minutes yesterday.
That was weird.
They should have,
yeah.
and they had it at the half-yard line and couldn't get in.
Yeah, right.
Buffalo should have won that game. I'm telling you, it was 130 degrees or whatever on the field of Miami. Guys were dropping left
That's
and right.
crazy.
That was just an odd game that Buffalo should have won.
I still can't believe the Colts beat the Chiefs.
that was
That's
unbelievable.
crazy.
How did that happen? Nice comeback by the Vikings, beating the Lions. That was an interesting game.
I couldn't believe that. 'Cause I told you the Lions have been playing
Yeah.
great football.
The Lions aren't bad. I'll
Jack.
tell you that. They aren't bad. That St. Brown kid is all right.
Equanimous.
I like them. Swift. They got the nice.
He's hurt though. He's out a few weeks.
I tell you what. I look at this division, and if Baltimore usually starts off fast anyway. They always start off fast. But if Baltimore can find their running game a little bit, I don't think J.K. Dobbins is right physically yet.
No, you can.
But I don't think their defense is any good.
But
Right now.
it's the first time I've ever seen the Ravens get led by their offense, not their defense.
Yeah.
I can't tell. I hope this Jets game doesn't come back to bite us in the butt. I really.
Who's got more on their shoulders, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, to carry a team? I would actually say it was Lamar, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense hasn't looked very good. It wasn't good last year.
Buffalo's
Now
got
they
a
had
ton
some
of injuries right now defensively.
Right, and the Ravens do have a pretty good secondary, at least when it's healthy. But the rest of their defense has not been very good. Wasn't very good last year.
There's no Stephon Diggs on the.
They don't have a great wide receiver. Their only great skill position player is Mark Andrews. Now he's sensational.
Yeah.
Right.
And Lamar looks for him all the time as he should. But we all like Dobbins, but he hasn't played much.
Yeah.
He's been hurt. And none of their other backs are any good. He don't have a ton around him, and yet he's just
He playing,
guy's amazing.
He playing for that contract. You could tell that. He's going at a high level.
Real quick.
Very high level.
Kevin Stefanski's talking now. Zach Jackson, my colleague, at The Athletic, tweeted. Stefanski says it's possible Clowney plays this week.
Oh, wow.
Quote, no update. We'll see as the week goes on.
Yeah, Stefanski doesn't usually give you much.
Yeah, especially it's Monday. It's a long ways till
but
game day.
that's
But that's at least encouraging.
Yeah, it is.
They didn't put him on
If he
IR.
could play.
They didn't put him on IR.
Why is it you think that they don't value the defensive tackle? Why is that? I'm lost to that.
I just think from a standpoint, like the difference between an elite defensive tackle and a regular defensive tackle, the ceiling ain't that much. This is not a big of a difference. Like, if I look at Aaron Donald, right, they'll say 5 defensive tackles that really make a difference. Like, you have to block them, because defensive tackles have to rush the passer.
To your
and,
point.
and stop the run.
To your point, if you were watching that Bengals-Jets game yesterday, the Jets could not run the ball. And then DJ Reader, who is one of the best defensive tackles in the game, he's not, you don't hear about him much because he doesn't get sacks, right? He's just a big run stopper who dominates in there. He got hurt in that game, and then the Jets were able to run the ball the rest of the way.
Yep, that's what it is.
And there's no stats for that, really, like no traditional stats, and you don't see it. But that's important to have that guy.
And the Browns don't have, I mean, it's bad. Like you said, it's the worst defensive tackle room in the game. Now, the thing about it is, the great part about being in the AFC North at the time is there's a less of an emphasis on running the football. It's boring running the football because you might get 2 yards and you still got to stick with it. But a lot of coaches don't have that intestinal fortitude to stick with the run. And you look at they'll throw 50 times with Burrow. They'll give the ball to Lamar Jackson. He'll run around and throw it. When you look at in the Steelers, they can't find a quarterback, but they still don't run it a ton. So the Browns kind of get away with it a little bit because if you're going to run the football on us, all right, well, go ahead and do that. But we would rather play the pass game.
Well, guys, as we head down the home stretch of the show, I got to say this. You want to put that back up so I can just give that stat real quick? Does it look like an interesting stat real quick before we move it on? Keep it moving. Dan Murphy, Browns PR guy. Browns have rushed for 572 yards, the most by any Browns team in the first 3 games since 1958.
And they hadn't even run it, the Ernest Johnson.
He ain't even seen the field.
He was active in the last game. We heard
they don't need him unless one of their guys gets hurt.
No, you need him you need him more for returns than anything.
Yeah,
kick returns.
Yeah, I was going to get to that, Anthony, is that we got to get, we are about 150 subscribers away from 14,000. 15,000. We weren't on the air 6 months ago, and now we're almost at 15,000 subscribers. We want to get to 15,000 before the end of this week. So help us get there. If your friends, your family, your cousin, your mom, whoever it may be, subscribe to our YouTube page, The Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. You can find my podcast there as well. You hit the bell to get the alert, and whenever we put something out, you'll get it there.
See, what y'all got to understand is we had how many, 2.5?
We are about 120 away.
So we talk about 2.5 million.
Views. Yeah, we're at 2.5 million.
So we done did
120 subscribers away.
We done did 2.5, and I'm gonna tell you what, you ain't getting no instant reaction nowhere, right?
I'm getting word from McNuggets that we're actually at 2.3.
2.3, we almost close to that. So here's the thing. Most of these people and most of these different outlets, you got to wait, right? You got to listen to commercials. You got to wait on the post-game show. You don't got to do none of that. We got you covered. This is immediate interaction. And you might have to sit on hold for about 5 hours to get your call taken. I know I happen to work in radio. It kind of jam-packed with 4 lines. We give instant reaction on the screen on our post-game shows. We give you breaking news. Something happened, we just get up out of the bed with the bat signal. We just top up. We're already on the sticks.
That's right.
So make sure you make this the #1 joint on the internet. We like all the other people, but this is a place you need to get all your
Talk
Browns
about the bat signal.
Every Browns
Talk about
post
the bat signal.
Every Browns post-game live. Breaking news on anything live. And we're adding, for the Guardians in the playoffs, I will be on live at the end of every Guardians playoff game. I got to figure out how to do it live. I got to get a class from you guys on how to go,
we'll teach
go
you.
live.
It's all right.
But I'll be doing that in the playoffs, so there you go.
Have we talked about our new situation with the Cavs? See, we haven't even talked about it. Now, we getting an opportunity to be at the press conferences.
Right.
Yeah,
we
that's
had
right.
media day. We ramping up for that coverage as well. So
That's
it's
right.
not just the Guardians, not just Browns. We looking heavy for the Cavs this season.
That's right. And Anthony and Earl are going to Cavs Media Day today. Jason's going too. And so we'll have some reaction and response from that on tomorrow's show. We'll talk about that. And when Jason rejoins us on Thursday, we'll have his take from Cavs Media Day as well. All right, guys.